All right, we're live. We are indeed
That's how I
live.
like it. No warning.
No warning. We're just going. We're just hopping on. Hi, welcome back. It's been a while.
It has been a long while. Unfortunately,
I feel like the shot's so weird. Like you're like way over there. I'm way over
that's just
here.
how these chairs are. Unfortunately,
It's like sitting around the campfire.
we've had pretty good download speeds where we've been, but the upload speeds have just been terrible. Like,
Yeah.
it takes us days to upload a single video.
Yeah.
So the lives just weren't happening. But we're
No.
finally in an area where the lives would work, so we figured we'd hop on.
So just to kind of give you, I feel like we should give everyone sort of like a brief overview of what this summer has looked like for us. And then we can kind of chat with you guys a little bit about obviously the things that we miss about, being in an RV. But I think it would be really cool if we just kind of chatted a little bit about what this summer has looked like starting in July. Go ahead, Nate.
All the way back to July.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Go
we left
back.
Rapid City. If you guys remember, I think we did some lives while we were out at Nomad View. Did we do that? So we were just next to the Badlands, and then we met up with some friends, and we kind of caravaned with them throughout South Dakota. Ended up with a bunch of friends in Rapid City to celebrate Ella's birthday. That was a lot of fun. And then, what did we do after that? Oh, we left Rapid City.
Yeah.
And went to Montana. If you had a chance to catch up on our Montana videos, where we did some rafting, we did some hiking, we met up with the peoples. So we did a lot of stuff in Montana that was just a ton of fun. Then we left Montana.
Yeah.
And went to Yellowstone.
My favorite.
I don't know if you got a chance to catch our Yellowstone backpacking video, but that was just so much fun. We spent a total of 3 weeks inside Yellowstone. So we had campground reservations throughout Yellowstone. And that was just an incredible experience to be able to camp inside Yellowstone and have, a 5, 10, 15-minute drive to a lot of the things around there.
And just FYI, we'll be putting out a blog post this upcoming week about where we stayed in Yellowstone. And then I'm also going to give you guys a few tips on staying in Yellowstone with a larger RV, because I think a lot of people are interested in being able to do that as well.
Yeah, we're 42 foot, and we were able to stay inside Glacier. We were able to stay inside Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And then we did the Tetons.
Yeah.
We did the Tetons right after Yellowstone.
Ivan, we're not making it to Hershey because we don't actually like people that much.
That's not true. Hershey, Pennsylvania.
It's the big RV show is what he's talking about. Okay. So he's talking specific. I think that's what you're talking about. There's a very big, one of the biggest RV shows in the United States is happening right now in Hershey. Either it just happened, or it's happening now, or it's about to happen. I don't actually know. We're not there because we're on the West Coast. Yeah, we've been to Hershey before, though.
We're in Idaho right now. Sorry, there's some 4-wheelers driving by right now.
Hey, welcome to the park, guys. Welcome.
We're in Idaho right now. So we will not be hitting the East Coast until next year, if next year.
I will. Okay, so yeah, it started today. I will tell you though, Ivan, and I don't know if you've gotten the opportunity to look at it, but Camping World just started their virtual RV tour or RV show, their virtual RV show. You guys, I'm pretty impressed. I don't know if it's because I'm a content creator, so I see the benefits of like a virtual event, but I'm really impressed with their platform, how they've sort of been able to put on the show. It's been really great. I feel like there's a lot of other great events that are happening right now. The RVE event is happening right now, the RV Entrepreneur Summit. We have some friends that are there. The Lawlesses are there. And I'm pretty sure Grand Design just had their really big event. Nathan and Marissa Moss and a few other of our friends were there. So there's like stuff happening everywhere. But like I said, we don't actually like people. You said it was.
Hey, I like people. Hey, so actually, Ivan, if you are going to that event, keep an eye out for this rig. Now, I want to preface this by saying, like, we are in love with our floor plan. Like, we absolutely love it. We were actually looking at RVs last night because we've been talking to some sponsors, and like we were like floating the idea of possibly a different RV. But we actually like this rig is so perfect.
We have not been able to find a better floor plan.
But there's one floor plan I want you to look for.
No. Don't waste your time.
No, it's the River Ranch. I think Palomino or Columbus, one of those two makes the River Ranch, but it's a brand new floor plan
with a tiny bunk room.
It is a smaller bunk room.
No second bathroom.
Let me talk.
No half bath.
Listen, it's a unilevel design. So it's just like a travel trailer where it's all one level straight across the fifth wheel, but all the underneath storage, every single storage bay underneath is pass through. The entire rig is pass through storage underneath. It's pretty incredible. Check it out.
With no second bath.
Correct. No second bath, which is kind of a deal breaker for us. We really like having that bath and a half.
The other thing that's a deal breaker is that bunk room that's like non-existent. It's like a closet.
Well, you have to keep in mind we actually have a huge bunk room.
What we're trying to say is we have the best floor plan that there is in any RV. And I don't understand exactly why Highland Ridge has not sponsored us yet to do full education on this particular floor plan. But this is the best RV.
Yeah, I absolutely.
It's the best.
I may or may not have picked up a second e-bike.
We should open the back and let them see what's back there right now. Let's do it.
Maybe. So I'm able to fit 2 e-bikes plus a kid's bike in the rear cargo storage. So unless we're going to a toy hauler, which again just wouldn't work for us because we'd be taking stuff in and out every time we stopped, this floor plan is just the best one for us. Have we recommended what as a possible solution? I'm not sure.
Can I just let you guys know really quickly that I also love the Fusion.
Yeah, if you got a chance to watch the RV tour that I did of Rob and Ashley Peoples' rig, which was the Keystone Fusion toy hauler. I can't remember the exact model number.
No, yeah, that's a nice.
That's one of the few rigs that would push me into a toy hauler.
Yeah. So we have a nice sized group here. We would love to know where you guys are tuning in from. We're currently in Idaho. If you guys want to know my opinion on Idaho, I can give it to you if you're interested. It's okay.
No, Idaho's awesome. We just got into Idaho and we've been in this one spot, just kind of recuperating from all the dry camping we've been doing. We haven't really seen Idaho.
No. I'm not okay. I'm not saying that Idaho's bad. I'm saying it's okay. We just came from Yellowstone though, so it's like
it is hard to compete with Yellowstone.
It's like no compete, you know. But I did want to share a few things that I think a lot. We've been traveling for 5 years. Actually, technically, we're about to be going on 6. Let's just be real.
April 1st will be 6 years. Yeah.
What the hell?
That is a long time.
This is all that we know. Hello in North Carolina.
Hey, Heather.
I love Asheville, one of my favorite places, but we have a really, really special place in our heart for Lenoir, North Carolina, where we actually spent a majority of our time during COVID.
We got locked into a campground for 3 months with 2 other traveling families, and we had a blast.
I think that North Carolina is one of my favorite places by far.
Pisgah National Forest.
Pisgah's gorgeous.
Now that I'm looking back on it after all of our travels, Pisgah it's nice. It's really nice. But like it was one of our first getaways.
This stuff is
and I just have such good memories of Pisgah National Forest.
I do want to share with you guys, you got locked in.
What up, Scotty?
I do want to share a few things.
Not locked in. Locked in, like a church lock-in. where you can leave, but you wouldn't be allowed back in. That kind of lock-in.
You can leave, but you can't come back.
Not like Hotel California lock-in, like a church lock-in.
I do. We're in the. Wait. That is awesome.
We were in the process of converting a 1960s GM bus into an RV to hit the road. Oh, that's awesome.
So Nate and I always talk about we would love to redo a bus. You know, we've had the opportunity to renovate a few rigs, and I think renovating a bus would be really cool. I just would never want to live in a bus. I'm so sorry to other bus families out there. There's no space. There's like nothing in my mind.
Having lived for 2 years in a 36-foot Class A.
Yeah, we've done it. We've done it. Yeah.
I don't know that I would go down to a full-size bus without slides, but there's plenty of people who do it and who love it. We're not minimalists like that. Like, so I just got this e-bike and I'm having trouble getting rid of my actual bike. Like, I might be like a tiny home hoarder.
My only issue is that it's floor space. Like, my kids are at that age where they're like building Legos and they're like putting things together, and it's just, there's just not enough floor space.
And that was the issue we had with the Class A, was that they had their bunk room, which was just bunks in a hallway, but their floor space for playing became the living room. Yeah. And we were just like constantly stepping on Legos, and I don't know.
Basically, if you haven't heard yet, we have the best floor plan there is.
Yeah. There would have to be a pretty amazing floor plan for me to give this one up.
But I think, and I'm pretty sure if anyone is at the Hershey RV show, I think we can all agree that the RV industry is definitely making some strides in terms of making some different floor plans. I think their interiors still need a lot of help, but that's what renovators like us are out there for.
So if you're not aware, the RVIA insurance industry has lifted the rule that
square footage rule.
Their square footage rule for RVs, and so fifth wheels can now be, or any RV can now be bigger than 430 square feet. So we're seeing, I just saw some fifth wheels, not even toy haulers, fifth wheels that were like 45 and a half feet long. I think the biggest toy hauler right now is 45 feet. So I think we're going to start seeing bigger and bigger rigs on the road, which I have opinions about that, but I'm going to keep those quiet to myself right now and just say that that's awesome that there's some innovation going on. But again, I really just love this RV.
Can I add really quickly to that innovation thing? It's really great that the innovation is happening. I'm stoked, but we just have to remember the infrastructure for most of these rigs is just not in place, meaning a lot of RV parks were built in like the 60s and 70s when like RVing became really popular. So if you wanted to get a 45-foot fifth wheel into a lot of RV parks, you're going to have a big problem.
I mean, this is 42 feet and we typically don't have that much trouble. But again, I've been parking RVs like once a week for the past almost 6 years.
That's a lot.
So
that's a lot.
You could have trouble, but I mean, I imagine you'd probably be able to.
You're going to be able to get places.
Like state parks and national parks, you are gonna have trouble there.
Yeah.
But back to this 1960 GM bus.
Yeah.
Buses are cool. I am so envious of bus life people. I just don't know if I could do it.
I think Nate and I would love to do a bus, but it would have to be after the kids are grown up, because it's
a lot.
Okay, so what are a few things that you miss about a house?
So because our ice maker line broke, normally we have an ice maker because we have a residential fridge, but it made me realize how much I miss an ice maker. And most RVers have propane slash electric fridges, so they don't have that ice maker in there, and so they have to buy a portable ice maker.
We are not doing that.
Which it just takes up counter space. It's a separate appliance. We've never taken that route, but it would be hard to go without an ice maker.
I miss privacy. I do.
Yeah.
That's why I actually prefer to do a lot of boondocking and stuff, because when we are at like RV parks, it's pretty close together, and I have such high anxiety about people, that I prefer to have no neighbors. So that is like the one thing that's kind of hard when we're needing to get things done and we're needing to get to a spot. RVing is one of the most amazing, awesome ways to meet people and to have community. And it is also the most intrusive ways to live.
Because we did mostly like RV parks for the first couple of years, I became a lot more social once we started traveling in an RV. And like, I enjoy, taking the dog for a walk and just talking to neighbors. And so I wasn't too sure about all this BLM land and dry camping that Christian wanted to do. But now that we've done it, like,
I love it.
You can literally walk outside your rig
naked. That's what I want.
And just
naked, like, in the middle of nowhere, wilderness.
There's no one around. And it's very peaceful.
But like at RV parks or something, like there's people right over here, right over there, and it's like, if I wanted to come out and like work out or do yoga or meditate or anything, it's a lot more difficult. And then also, again, like, I get anxiety from people, so I'm over here like looking around. So that is like the one thing that I do miss about having a house, and that is just privacy.
Yeah. And then not even just from neighbors, like privacy from the kids, because we essentially live in a long hallway, and like the kids, unless they're asleep, like we can't have a private conversation.
And it gets really uncomfortable too, like in terms of talking about work, right? So like, this is part of our job. It's not all of our job, but it's part of our job, right? And so when we are talking about work, or when we're talking about our job, we hear like conversations happening between the kids. And it's just, they use terminology from our job that we're just not cool with.
Yeah. A lot of what we do is based on social media. And so they've our oldest is
she's taking notes about those sorts of things. And so Nate and I are like, we want privacy to be able to keep like our work life kind of over here, and then our kids over here. We do a lot to protect our kids in terms of just giving them this lifestyle. Like, we gave them this lifestyle in order to ensure that that they had more privacy and more freedom, right? And so, like, when you're in a smaller space, you are giving a little bit of that. So we're not.
Yvonne, we just came from
boondocking.
Almost 4 weeks of dry camping, like solar only.
No, it was
shuttling in our own water. So we are now, this is the last day of our full hookup site. We've been here for a week. So we are not dry camping right now. We are enjoying all the hot showers we can, and then we're going to head back out. Our next spot is Craters of the Moon National Monument. So we're going to do some dry camping out there.
I want to add that I absolutely love to boondock. I do. But I am really looking forward to some of the things that we have going on this upcoming winter that is not boondocking. I'm really excited about.
But we're just not everything is settled, so we're just not going to say anything right now.
We are.
But we'll keep you guys updated.
It's so freaking good. A lot of our friends are headed down to Florida for the winter. We aren't.
This will be our first year? Yeah, our first year not wintering in Florida. So it's going to be interesting.
And it's not because I don't love Florida. I mean, I love Florida. But I feel like we've always done it. And so this other spot is so cool though.
It's going to, if we can do everything right, it'll be really awesome. But it's going to be cold. I'll tell you that. It's going to be really
Nate, you may as well just tell them.
Absolutely
I don't even.
Not. Absolutely not.
Thank you. Okay, wait. No, show this one. Yes. 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 This one. This comment right here. That's me. That's me. So, we can be friends.
Yvonne, how long have you been doing it? I'm very curious because when we started, there were some other people starting, and that's what they did. They strictly did dry camping, and that was very intimidating to me.
We didn't actually start boondocking until our second year. Yeah. I feel like it's really intimidating at first, but once you get into it, you're in. And it seems like you guys are already into it. And I feel like when you start tapping into that, I think it's different. That's awesome.
6 months. That's fantastic.
Great. We didn't start until about a year, and I feel like
that's a steep learning curve.
It is.
Kudos
to you.
I had to learn a lot. I had to kind of bounce ideas off a lot of people for a long time before I was comfortable to like go way out there. Because this is one of the few lifestyles where, unless you're like a caveman up in, the northern province of Canada, like some of these places, you're really out there. You are on your own, and if shit goes down, like you're on your own. But
if you're married to a prepper, it's cool.
Well, yeah. Congratulations to you, Yvonne. That is awesome. 6 months.
We had the opportunity of showing a few families dry camping, and they were just 6 months in, and we had a really good time kind of helping them. The peoples, yeah. Ashley peoples, the peoples and places.
Peoples, yeah. We joined them on their first dry camping experience.
That's awesome.
They actually did great. We've been probably to 3 RV parks.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's cool.
I feel like we're entering a new phase of RVing to where RV parks are going to be for like getting some shipments, like packages in and stuff, and maybe washing the truck in the RV and then heading back out.
I got to skedaddle. Okay, these people are freaking me out. I would love to know, out of all of the people that we have watching right now, who's in an RV, who's thinking about an RV, who would never live in an RV, but they just like to watch other people do it. I'm really interested because we have a good amount of people on here, and I'm interested to see how many are actual RVers. When we first started, most all of the people that were tuning into our live videos, were watching our videos, were people that were not yet RVers. And then it's really cool when you meet people on the road and they're like, oh yeah, we watched your channel and now we're traveling. And it's so cool because it just takes those relationships to another level where there's just like this camaraderie and understanding. And I always really love to meet people and help people kind of get that journey going. So what else do you miss from having a house? Just here to watch. That's fine. That's okay.
That's great.
Michelle Iverson, I remember you. I hope that you're doing well.
An ice maker. Okay. Privacy.
What else?
I miss warm floors in the morning. The floors are always so cold in the morning. And I have to play this game. Is the floor cold or wet? I just never know. Oh, and then there's this other thing. There's this other thing to where when you move around enough, you'll probably have this phenomena or sensation. But
I know I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Sometimes I wake up in the morning.
You don't know.
I wake up in the morning and the blinds are closed, and I'm like, okay, I have to go let the dog out, but I can't remember for the life of me what our front yard looks like.
Like, or you don't remember where you are. Like, you remember, but you don't actually remember.
Last week we were parked next to like a lake.
It's like, where am I?
This week we're like parked next to mountains. What is it going to look like when I get outside? It's just one of those brain fog things in the morning, but like it's kind of unsettling. So I do miss, that familiarity. And speaking of familiarity, like grocery stores.
So that doesn't seem like a big deal. That's mine. That's mine. So
but like, how when you walk into your grocery store and you're like, okay, the produce is to the right, all the dry goods are to the left. Well, like that doesn't exist in our life anymore because we're at a different spot every week. We're at a different spot every week, and it's like I have to relearn. Well, you're typically the grocery shopper. She has to relearn a grocery store every time she goes. And on top of that, it's like every time you get into the car, the GPS is turned on. You can't just like go to your grocery store. It's like, oh, I got to go find a grocery store. It's weird.
I think the thing that I miss too is local hookups. I know that.
Like meet local singles?
No, like for local honey. Like local honey and eggs and stuff. I miss my local hookups. I miss the fact that like I had a friend who like grew food and I could exchange with her. I used to do these meal preps with a lot of like community moms. We would get together and like we would make like bulk meals, freezer meals, and then we would put them in the freezer. I just miss some of that stuff, that kind of like the camaraderie and the effort to do life and help people do life. Like that's the part that I miss, the community aspect.
See, I feel like I have a stronger community on the road now than I ever did in being stationary.
It's different.
It's different.
It's different. And I love it. I feel like the community that we met on the road is like totally awesome. I mean, it's like undescribable. But there is a very specific kind of community when you live in the same town as people.
Yeah.
It's different. It's like you always know that you can meet with them. So, you're not trying to like chase people down.
Hey, Kara, thanks for commenting. So you have an RV and you do weekends and long road trips. So you guys are troopers. You weekend warriors are troopers because RVing's a lot of work for one weekend.
It is.
It
is.
But you guys seem to like have so much fun. Like I actually like pulling into RV parks on holiday weekends like Labor Day, Memorial Day, that type of thing, because you guys know how to party.
Yeah, they do. They always do.
You roll in with a bunch of your buddies.
Always.
And set up your own little neighborhood and like you're grilling out, you're playing cornhole. Like it looks fun.
And I think that's the other, I think as full-time RVers, we look at that and we are a little envious because when you're a full-time RVer, it sort of takes some of the mystery of weekending out. It's like, oh, this is what you do all the time. So it's like,
well, yeah, I always feel bad for the people that come in on the holidays and they're parked next to us because we're in bed by 10 p.m. and like they're looking for people to like hang out with, and like we're just like the boring neighbors.
We are. Yeah, because we're full-timers. So it's like, So
okay, I've heard about this.
This is what I need
every
to know.
year we have missed Minnesota.
We've missed Minnesota, and I need for you to just tell me all of the best state parks. Just tell me all the places to go. I will go there. I will do it.
I've heard that the mosquitoes are just insane.
Yeah. But we have a clam.
People told us that about the Upper
Michigan.
Peninsula.
And Michigan was awesome. We
had an amazing mosquito-free time all summer long in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So Is it that bad?
If you're watching this and you're thinking, where should I go in my RV? And you haven't been to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan yet, and all you're thinking about is the West Coast, do yourself a favor. Go and watch some of our Michigan videos. Michigan was awesome.
Best summer vacation I have ever had. Hands down. It was amazing. Also, Michigan State Parks allow you to cut down your own firewood. And so we had wood fires almost every night. There were very few nights we didn't have wood fires.
So listen, if you are ever, this is just a pointer, okay? If you ever are RVing with us, if you're like, I want to meet up with Nate Christian, let's go. We're down. We're 100% down. But if you bring a box of wood, this guy right here.
I'll still be your friend, but I'll make fun of you.
He collects wood. He will go and that's why we love Michigan State Parks, because you can collect down. You can collect down in Yellowstone too.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that, but you can collect down in Yellowstone. And let me tell you something, when all of those parks in Yellowstone are selling $10 boxes and people are up there buying those boxes, you can literally collect the down wood and you don't have to pay anything. He taught me that.
I actually had to learn a lot about hand saws. And so I went out and bought my own hand saw. And I had no idea there was better hand saws than another. Turns out there's incredible hand saws and they work amazing.
I want you guys to know that in the last almost 6 years of full-time RVing, I can build a mean-ass fire.
She is good. She is good. She's learned from the best, but
I can build a mean-ass fire. And that was something I couldn't do in the very beginning. I do want to share a couple of things that I also miss having a house that a lot of people don't think about. And that is holiday decorations.
Oh, but you still do it. You still do it though. There's a wreath on our door right now and it's September. Okay, I've pushed a button. But
that wreath is the same one that I bought in the spring, and everybody knows that you're supposed to change your decor quarterly. And I haven't changed my stuff in I don't know how long. I miss the feeling of decorations. And let me tell you something. This October, it's going down, okay? I'm doing it all. I'm going to be buying some decorations here, decorations there. He's going to love it. Hey, Nathan.
Hey, Nathan. Thanks for hopping on, man.
Yeah, man. I hope that you guys are...
So Nathan is another traveler that we met in Florida last year.
Yes, but they have also since moved to Chicago, and he has a church, and we're going to come and visit. Yeah, right. I'm so excited.
I forgot you guys settled down.
Yeah. So the other thing that I miss about having a house, and this is something that I think Nathan will understand, is I do miss having a place for worship. Not a church. I ain't looking for no church. I am looking though for a community of people that are kind. And so I do miss that there were a lot of opportunities for small groups and stuff like that. I think I could have.
So I hear what you're saying, but then sometimes last week we were dry camping on top of a mountain and we had this spectacular view of Grand Teton Peak.
And it was church. It was church. Don't get me wrong. No. It was church. Don't get me wrong. But I miss opportunities for community impact.
Yeah.
I miss community impact opportunities, and it's very difficult to do in an RV. I was actually thinking about that this morning.
To do in an RV, real Christmas trees. which is something that Christian wants to do this year.
I do. I've never, ever had a real Christmas tree, and it's because I've always had terrible allergies. But as it turns out, since I've become plant-based, I am now Superwoman. I have the best health in the world. Bring it at me. Like,
you're like 70% Christmas tree.
I'm good.
Like,
I literally went and like sniffed, rubbed it all over me just to make sure I'm not allergic.
If you have allergies, that's not a good way to test if you're allergic.
But I'm fine. I'm fine. And I used to have like I couldn't go into the tree section without like having like a cough, and like my chest would get tight and like my airways would start closing up. Turns out I'm fine. Just a few health measures. So put on some of those oils.
We're throwing around the idea of a real Christmas tree this year. So yes, I do miss like over the top Christmas decorations. I do miss that.
I want that real Christmas tree. So I also wanted to share one more thing that I do miss about living in a house. I used to be able to order online. Now I can't anymore.
Well, for the first few years of travel, for the first few years of travel, we had no problem getting packages because Amazon was like right on the spot, 2-day shipping, that type of thing. But with all I don't even know what the cause is. I don't care to go into any of that, other than shipping just ain't
shipping
2-day shipping anymore. And we've had so many lost packages. We've had so many delayed packages to where we just have to move on and like figure out how to get it returned. So, and I think that plays into like some things are just a lot easier in a house, like a stationary stick and brick house. And so I do miss some of that convenience, but this lifestyle is just so rewarding. I wouldn't trade it for that convenience, but this whole getting packages thing.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to review an e-bike, and I was supposed to get it. It was supposed to be here waiting for us, and I had the full week to do all the work and review it and do all that. Well, it showed up today. We leave tomorrow. And so there's those little headaches, but whatever.
But everything that we've mentioned, all of the things that we miss. What were the things you missed? Overview it again.
Well, ice maker sounds really stupid now, so I'm not even going to say that. But like
you said it already. You can't take it back.
Privacy.
Opportunities for community outreach. Packages on the reg. Local hookups.
Hot local singles.
Local hookups. Man, I just want that grocery store chatter. When you see somebody and you're like, hey, how you been? I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, I don't miss that at all. I actually like talking to people, but I don't want to run into people when I'm trying to get something done. I love walking into stores and knowing you're not going to know anyone. It's just like, boom. Get the rolled oats. Get out.
Well, I'm very, very cautious of people most of the time, but I do love a grocery store interaction with somebody you haven't seen in a while, because it's casual, because you say hi and you walk on. In the RV world, if somebody that you know pulls up next to you, obligatory hangout for as long as they're there.
Oh,
I don't want to.
See, I like that. I like when we've been dry camping, we've been all alone for 2 months now.
Yeah.
And I like pulling into a park because this happens a lot, especially in state parks. But like we'll pull in, we'll meet, we'll be pulled we'll be right next to someone. And you'll be like, those people are full timers. They got all those kids bikes tied onto the back of the RV.
I do like that when we're like running into people for the first time. I do like that.
Yeah, and you hit it hard and heavy for the first week, and you hang out with them every day.
Hit it hard and heavy.
And then you go your own way.
You hit it and quit it.
Well, I don't quit it. We stay in touch.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question, and I will not tell anyone. I will not share with anyone.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you
other than the people here?
Have you ever met people on the road where you hit it and quit it, and you're like, I ain't hitting it again? That was a one night stand.
No, I haven't. But my kids have.
Oh.
Like our kids have like just not meshed well with other kids, and so it's like, well, the kids don't get along.
Our kids don't really like dickheads.
Our kids can be little dickheads too sometimes. So.
They just don't. They have like no. Ella and Anderson have no chill for kids that are just
like some kids. They're like,
cool.
Boom, we're hanging out all week.
But if they're around other kids and they're like, it's just done. Like that's it. We're never seeing them again. If our kids say no, it ain't happening.
We met Minnesotans in the Tetons and ran into them
at the dog groomer.
Oh, how funny!
See, that's cool. See, that's the stuff that doesn't happen though.
Like, I was gonna say this country, but this world is so small. Like the number of people that I've run into in some of the weirdest places. It's like maybe they've seen our channel, or like I knew them from back home.
Oh yeah.
Or
a friend of a friend, like, hey, you know so and so, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, oh, we're mutual friends, and I'm like, how? And they're like, oh, we're from back.
Traveling like this, you really do get an appreciation for how small the world is.
I also really just want to add this on because I think that this is really important, whether you're in an RV or whether you're in a stick and brick home. If you are watching this, I just want to bring it to your attention that you are probably living the best moments of your life right now, and that you should find contentment in where you are right now. If you're planning to do more, that's awesome. Keep planning, keep having those goals. But I think that it's really important to reiterate that I love where I am at right now because I am here and I am living it and I am existing it. And I'm going through the process because here's the deal. I think I spent a lot of time dreaming or thinking about what this life was going to look like. And even now, I sometimes dream and think about what the other side looks like. But I think that the magic is really being in the moment. And even though I miss things about a house, I know that we are literally living some of our best moments right now. Our kids are still young. We're still like, this is it.
Yeah. We've juggled the idea of buying settling back down, or at least buying a part-time house, and traveling the rest of the year. And every time we get close,
we just can't do it.
Like we've literally been supposed to meet with builders the next day, and just bailed.
I think it would be like for us at least, and maybe for me specifically, I think that closing this chapter out would be something that I just wouldn't be ready for.
There's so much to look forward to. Like every week it's like, oh, this is a really nice RV park.
It's okay.
Well, it's very clean. It's very quiet.
Yeah.
They've got hot spring pools and stuff. Like it's very nice. It would be hard for me to when I'm sitting here, I'm looking forward to so next week we're going to Craters of the Moon National Monument. We're going to do some dry camping. We're going to do some backpacking.
But if we didn't,
I'm constantly looking forward to things like that. Like the week after that, we're going to a park with some friends, and we'll get.
We're going to Vegas. We're gonna go to a Halloween event. We're gonna we always have things kind of going on, and closing this out would be
It would be very difficult.
So if you're watching this and you're wondering if the RV lifestyle is for you, no, it's not. It's not really for anyone. You just kind of make yourself fit into whatever lifestyle you choose. That's the thing. It's like, this isn't going to be for everyone, right? But you kind of have to become somebody who enjoys these things.
You could spend a lot of money finding out, though.
Hey, I will tell you, we saw so many people hit the road. I was like, are you sure about that? COVID really pulled a lot of people out on the road. But I think that a lot of people that were like on the fence about it, I think COVID really obviously kind of like pushed them over the edge. But this lifestyle is not for everyone, you guys.
I'll tell you what, these people in 2020 bought these brand new rigs and all the RV prices skyrocketed.
I mean, they were robbing people.
I mean, people were buying RVs for like $90,000 to $120,000. And so now, of course, they're getting called back into work, or they just realize this life wasn't for them.
They realize that it's really hard.
So they're trying to sell these RVs for $80,000 to $110,000, and like, I don't know. That's weird. It's weird seeing those prices in an RV market. I don't understand.
The thing about it though is that everything is so backlogged that
I thought we would be seeing a lot of people who bailed on the RV life, and you'd see a lot of deals out there.
No, I don't see any deals.
It's
still saturated. And then the thing that kills me is that the housing market is so inflated right now, and all these people sold their houses during COVID and decided to travel. And then if they decided that it wasn't for them, if it works out for you, great, cool, you're golden. But if it doesn't work out for you, and either it doesn't work with your work schedule, it doesn't work with one of your children, your spouse or your partner isn't happy, there's so many different variables that if it doesn't work for you, getting back into a housing market when it's so inflated is damn near impossible. That's my TED Talk. So if you are thinking about this lifestyle, the one thing that I would highly recommend is do not sell your property. Do not sell your property. Rent it out for at least the first year.
Not in this market.
Do not do it. That's my TED Talk. I was in real estate. Yeah. Yes.
If you guys haven't had the opportunity to watch some of our last couple videos, do it. They're really good. We had our Yellowstone backpacking video go out, the Storyteller Overland RV tour.
That was a really cool van, and I will tell you that when the kids are gone, if you want to get one of those vans with me, I will get one of those vans with you.
That was a bad little van. That thing was cool. That thing was really cool.
Okay, but really quickly, while we were boondocking in the Tetons, we saw the coolest overlander.
Yeah.
What was that?
I can't remember the brand. I mean, it starts at like $500,000, but that thing was awesome.
Yeah, it was so, I mean,
I couldn't, the guy came and talked to us because he recognized us from the Rad Power bike review that I did. But he was saying that like they can't stop anywhere without people just gawking and like taking pictures. But that thing was bad. It was one of these like raised up Earth Roamer style so cool. Overland vehicles.
That was awesome.
But of course, it was just him and his girlfriend and their cat. I don't know that I'd do that.
I'll be your girlfriend. I'll be your girlfriend when the kids are gone. Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, when the kids are gone, that would be a dream vehicle.
It would be. So ultimately, there's lots of things that we miss, but we're living our best moments now in this beautiful RV. And if you haven't heard, we have the best floor plan. I just want to reiterate that.
If you haven't seen our home tour, check it out. Honestly, the cargo carrying capacity in this is the highest of any fifth wheel that I know of. Not toy hauler, but fifth wheel.
Yeah, it is.
And like we're able to fit stand-up paddle boards, e-bikes.
Can we just show them the back really quick? Just really quick.
Well, it looks
come on.
Now,
no,
yeah.
I'll carry that. I'll carry this.
Okay. So this is the back of our RV. Chris, open it up. Well, yeah, the lighting's not real great, but like there's 2 e-bikes back here right now. Our daughter's bike. Back behind that is like stand-up paddle boards. There's a stinking helium tank in there, and I don't know why. Oh, it's from Ella's birthday. Like I've been carrying around a helium tank.
That's not a brag.
No, it's a flex. It's a weird flex, right? No. Yeah, it's just.
So this is my house.
It allows us tiny home people to actually hoard things instead of being minimalist like we should. So yeah.
It's intermediate tiny home living.
Well, I was really only planning on this being like a half hour. We're at 50 minutes now.
Well, we should probably go then.
Yeah.
What are we gonna have for dinner, Nate?
Thank you, Kara. Oh, tonight we are doing.
Hey, thanks, Kara.
We are doing plant-based loaded baked potatoes, and I'm pretty pumped. Potatoes are my favorite food. Any form of them. Mashed, fries, baked. Love it.
Yeah, so we're going to do loaded baked potatoes.
Vegan sour cream. Vegan sausage crumbles, right?
He's making shit up over here. Are you making it or am I?
No, I'm
just kidding. I'm totally in. It's fine. If you want some sausage crumbles, I'll throw some on there for you.
All right. So it's probably time to go. But thanks for hopping on.
Thanks for hopping on. And also, really quickly, we have another video that's going live tonight.
If I got like 1.5 megs per second upload speed.
So maybe it'll be in the morning.
Whenever it's done uploading, it'll go live. Hopefully tonight.
I do want to take the opportunity to tell you guys really quickly, while we have a lot of people on here, and this is technically mid-roll, okay? So I am really into trip planning. And here recently, I've been using a website called RV Trip Wizard. And RV Trip Wizard is a really cool website that allows you to create itineraries, download the app to your phone, and then after you download the app, it gives you like an RV safe GPS so that I can plug it into the truck and I can ensure, because I've put all of the specifications in for our particular rig, that we're not going to have any obstacles getting from point A to point B. So if you guys are interested in me doing a more in-depth tutorial on RV Trip Wizard and how to use it for itinerary planning, let me know. They have paired up with us and actually basically like given us like a code to where if you guys want 2 weeks free of RV Trip Wizard, you put in ProjectTrek, and then they'll also give you 25% off. But oh wait, hold on. RV tripwizard.com. They have a variety of apps. It's called RV Life. They have a lot of different apps, but that's the one that I've really loved using the most because it does help for trip planning and itinerary planning. And then it just all seamlessly kind of works together. So when you hop in the truck, you're using that RV Safe GPS based on your route planning.
Yeah, and use promo code ProjectTrek because you'll get, what, 25% off?
You'll get $1 million. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you'll get 25% off and then you get 2 weeks free. And then let me know, because if you guys start using it or if you like it or if it's something that you think you can do, let me know, because I have a few saved trips. So I have a Michigan trip, I have Yellowstone, Glacier, some really cool trips, and I can actually send you all, if we're friends, I mean, we are friends, but I can actually send you a link to my trip on RV Trip Wizard. That way you guys can take a look at it and then you can kind of compare. So if you guys want to do that, let me know. And it's rvtripwizard.com. ProjectTrek, and then they have some other things too that we're going to be talking about in the future, but that's the one that I feel like is the most, sorry, the sun is just crazy. That's the thing that I think is like the most value right now. Everything else is cool, but that's where I think the money is at in terms of like how you can use it. So.
Hey, Richard. Thanks for checking in.
Yes. Big Bear Creek Family Campground. Hey, Rick and Pam, I would really love to chat with you guys because Nate and I have a project that is specific to an RV campground, and we might be able to use your insight. And the way that this is shining on my face makes it look like you have to listen to what I say. Email me.
Yeah, the lighting's getting really harsh, so it's probably a good time to sign off.
But, email me. All right. We will talk to you guys later, and I hope that you guys are having an awesome week. And remember, you're living your best moments now. Do not take it for granted. Don't keep wishing away or looking towards the future. Be in the moment now because life is happening, and I got to go make potatoes.
Yay. All right. See you guys.